My mom and sister spent years trying to push me back into my ex's arms, but I married someone else and now we're expecting a baby. I dated this girl Ashley all through college. We were together for 4 years and my mom absolutely loved her. Like obsessively loved her. My sister Katie treated Ashley like her own sister, always inviting her to girls' nights and shopping trips. When Ashley and I broke up senior year, you'd think someone died based on how my family reacted. My mom actually cried for 3 days straight. The breakup was mutual and honestly pretty simple. We were heading to different cities for jobs, didn't want to do long distance, and agreed to end things on good terms. No drama, no cheating, just two people going separate ways. But my family refused to accept it. Every single time I visited home, my mom would bring up Ashley. Oh, I ran into Ashley at the grocery store. She looks so beautiful. Ashley asked about you? I think she still cares. You two were so perfect together. What a shame. Katie was even worse. She'd text me screenshots of Ashley's Instagram posts with captions like, look how sad she seems, or don't you miss this? They stayed friends with Ashley on social media, invited her to family events, and basically kept her in my life even though we'd broken up. I moved to Seattle for work and started fresh. Made new friends, focused on my career, started actually enjoying being single. Then I met Jen at a coffee shop near my apartment. She was funny, smart, and had this energy that made everything feel easy. We started dating casually, then seriously, and after a year I knew she was the one. When I told my mom I was bringing someone home for Thanksgiving, she got so excited. I could hear it in her voice over the phone. She probably thought I'd gotten back together with Ashley. The look on my mom's face when I walked in with Jen was something I'll never forget. Her smile just disappeared. She shook Jen's hand like she was touching something dirty and barely spoke to her the entire weekend. Katie pulled me aside in the kitchen the first night. This is who you're replacing Ashley with? She's not even your type. I told Katie that Ashley and I broke up 2 years ago and I'd moved on. She rolled her eyes and said Ashley was still asking about me and that I was making a huge mistake. The whole weekend was uncomfortable. My mom kept bringing up memories with Ashley at dinner. Remember when Ashley made that amazing pumpkin pie? Ashley always knew how to make you laugh. Jen sat there being polite, but I could tell she was hurt. On the drive back to Seattle, Jen asked if I was still in love with my ex. I had to explain the whole situation with my family and their weird obsession with Ashley. Jen was understanding, but I could see the worry in her eyes. 6 months later, I proposed to Jen. She said yes, and I was the happiest I'd ever been. When I called to tell my mom, there was this long silence on the phone. Then she said, are you sure you're ready for marriage? You're still so young. Maybe you should think about this more. Katie called me an hour later crying. How could you do this to Ashley? She's been waiting for you to come back. I lost it. I told Katie that Ashley and I were done years ago, that I was in love with Jen and that they needed to let it go. Katie hung up on me. My mom didn't come to my engagement party, neither did Katie. They both claimed they had prior commitments, but I saw the Instagram posts of them having lunch with Ashley that same day. My dad showed up though and apologized for them, said they'd been holding on to this fantasy that never existed. Jen and I got married 6 months later in a small ceremony. My mom and Katie came, but they sat in the back and left immediately after. Didn't stay for the reception, didn't congratulate us, nothing. For 2 years, they kept their distance. Short texts on holidays, no real conversations, always some excuse why they couldn't visit. Then last month, Jen and I found out we're expecting our first baby. I called my parents to share the news. My dad answered and started crying happy tears. Then my mom got on the phone, and for the first time in years, she actually sounded excited. She asked about Jen, about the due date, about everything. 2 days later, Katie called me. She apologized for how she'd acted and said she'd been wrong to hold on to the past. Turns out Ashley had gotten engaged to someone else 6 months ago. That's what finally made my mom and sister realize she'd moved on too. My mom actually admitted she'd been building up this idea of Ashley and me in her head that wasn't real. She'd convinced herself we were soulmates because we dated in college. Last week, my mom and Katie drove to Seattle to take Jen out for lunch. Just the three of them. Jen said they apologized for everything and seemed genuinely excited about becoming a grandma and aunt. It took me starting my own family for them to finally let go of someone who was never coming back.